thing. Okay, so I'm going to show you kind of how everything I have done. And then I can always go back with you later. I know yesterday we started in Zoom, and so I showed them like what my screen would be when I went in, but then we immediately had to get her out of Zoom because you can't go into StreamYard without while still being in Zoom. So,
hey, Miss Justin McElroy.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so yeah, I'm not sure how many more people we have, but I can only take two more or one more. I can only take one more person. Okay. So, so it is being recorded live broadcast right now. I don't know how much you know about YouTube or Facebook Lives, like to get from like your computer and you're not actually in Facebook, because you can Facebook Live just by clicking on it, but from YouTube you can't. You have to have a streaming service. So you have to go through something else. And there's lots of them, but StreamYard, this version of it is free, which is one reason I used it. You can pay like $15 a month and you can get like pretty colored backgrounds and you add a little bit of fanciness to it. It gets rid of the powered by StreamYard little duck guy in the top. But for my inductions, it was perfectly fine for what I needed.
Okay.
You need to know that it's not like Zoom in the fact that you're not just getting a bunch of people on it. The most you can have is a total of 6, including yourself. So 5 other people that you can invite on it. So like its real purpose for me was I needed it to be like a webinar, because for National Honor Society, we had to go from the president to the vice president to the secretary, you get it. And they all had their parts. And I didn't need 500 people on it. And I wanted it to be able to be viewed by anyone. And one of the coolest things, if you watched it, the comments, you could read the comments, and we have people from all over the United States tune into our NHS broadcast. And that was so cool. The grandparents that, I mean, even though they didn't get to see their kid, they got to see the kid, they got to see the ceremony, and they got to see their kid's name be read. And it was just a cool thing. So I said, I've done National Honor Society for 11 years. And that's the first year I've had emails from parents for 2 days thanking me. So, I mean, I think we did a pretty good job. So I'm going to kind of go through everything. I'm going to share my screen with you so you can kind of see what my end looks like compared to what your end looks like. Okay. So we're going to go like this, share screen, and I'm going to go here. Okay. So this is where it gets a little weird because it goes on for infinity. So I'm going to go like this so it gets you guys off. So this is what my screen looks like. I have on the bottom, I can mute, I can stop the camera, microphone, and I can share your screen, and then I can stop sharing there. Over here on the right, if you were to go into my live stream right now and start making comments, just like you would on like a Facebook Live or anything, they pop up over here, and you can respond to them. So that's kind of a cool thing. You can kind of go back and forth. Before, what you guys didn't see is the little orange button up here at the top right corner, my right over here. Before it said you had to start the broadcast. So the end and start broadcast is right there. You can get everybody in, like I had people in before we started the broadcast, but then if you actually want to, live stream it, you have to start the broadcast. Let's see. I don't know how much of the beginning stuff I can show you. Let me see. Let me put this tab over here. So I am using 2 screens. So if you guys have ever done anything with the double monitors, to really be able to share the screens successfully without it being kind of crazy, you need 2. It just makes it a lot easier. So let me see if I can show you what the beginning looks like. Okay, so let me stop sharing this screen, and I'm going to share another screen with you. And this is on my other computer, so you can see it. Okay, so when I go into just StreamYard.com, and like you have to sign up for it. I think they give you like a 6-digit code that they text you and it lets you in. Yeah. So what you have here is, this is like your opening page. And it has upcoming broadcasts where you create one, past broadcasts. I'm not upgrading. Here's my account. But what you need to make sure you do is you'll need to set your destination. So your destinations are where you want to stream to. So in this case, I've never actually streamed to the Facebook account. I just put it in there to see it work. But I put my school YouTube channel. So you can add your destination. Like I said, I like the YouTube because lots of the kids don't have Facebook, and YouTube, I could easily put it out there what I was doing. So I used YouTube, but you'll click on this on your YouTube, and it's going to take you, you're going to figure out what account to use. This is just my home account. But when you click on your account, it's going to take you, let's see. It's thinking continue. Okay. So, and it'll want to access your YouTube account, so you have to let it. But basically, it's going to mesh up with your YouTube. So if you've not done it ever live broadcasting from YouTube, it's going to say, it's going to give you instructions to click on it, and it's going to open your YouTube just like mine did, but then it went back because I've already opened it. And then you will go through a process where you have to basically turn on live streaming in your YouTube, and it'll tell you it's going to take about 24 hours, and then you'll have access to it. Mine didn't take 24 hours. I did it Monday at like 3, and by 11 a.m. I had it popped up on here. So it won't show up for under your destinations unless it's going. I think Facebook went right in. As soon as I put the Facebook in there, it popped up. But YouTube, you have to enable it through YouTube through StreamYard. So StreamYard's basically talking to YouTube and saying that's the platform we're going to use. Questions so far?
Nope, that's good. I'm understanding.
Okay. So yeah, just setting up where you're going to send it to. So again, then YouTube and StreamYard talk pretty much seamlessly. It's really cool. So as of now, since I started that broadcast, that YouTube has emailed my school email telling me the exact address to where this live stream is going. So like right now I can open my email, like I just got it. And it says, here's your YouTube. And I know the pictures aren't showing, but yeah, I can click right here. And then it will go directly to where we started. Now it's behind us. YouTube. And it's super trippy. I don't like listening to my own voice. But you can see it's going on right now. So you can see all this stuff. Probably my email up there, but here we go. Okay, so anyways, we'll make sure only APs look at that. Don't look at my emails. They're not that exciting, but probably should. Okay, so then
Abby, I have a question really quickly. Abby, can I ask, is this the link that you share then? That was in the email. Is that the link that you would publicize or send out to your public to join in and watch?
So what I did with my kids, because I had to invite like all the kids and the parents before it actually started, is I gave them all my school YouTube, like my address, because you can just go up to your homepage of your YouTube. And like some of them just joined me. They just were like, I'll just join her. And they had that. And then I told them in that email, because I have them all in a remind group, that I would, as soon as that address popped up, I would send it through remind so they could instantly click on it. So what I did for my Honor Society inductions, if you go back and watch it, it's kind of funny. I started streaming. I silenced my officers. We started streaming with the PowerPoint just up. And let's see, like I had just my PowerPoint. So we had this going for 15 minutes because that allowed YouTube to send me the link. And then I messaged that link to everybody.
Right.
Okay.
And that gave them 15 minutes to get on and be able to do everything.
Okay.
And you guys can mute yourselves, you can mute them, but I put my kids in charge of muting themselves because we were going between people.
Okay.
So the first step is to set up a YouTube account for the school.
Yes, so you should have one through the school address. I mean, I just went into YouTube and used my school address and it just popped up right away. So I think it has part of the account with all the Google stuff that Klein ISD already does.
Oh, okay. And we may I've never used it. Diane, have you? I
No,
just don't know
that'd be a
about it.
Caitlin question. I'm sure that's how it is. There's all sorts of
Okay.
stuff they automatically set up for us that we don't know about.
We don't until we need it. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, as I said, it went right into my school one. And my friend who is the dance teacher at Kane, she just set up hers because I had to teach her how to do this too. And she didn't have any problem with setting it right up to it. It immediately started.
Yeah.
Okay. Amy, you're friends with Amy?
Amy's my bestie.
Okay, we love her.
Well, I love her too. I have known Amy since middle school.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So Amy's my bestie, and I had to show her how to do this too. And now everyone who watched this video will know that Amy is my bestie.
Perfect.
All the principals from the other school are going to be like, what are they talking about? All right, so some kind of cool stuff. Let me get off. Let's stop sharing that. So you guys are all here. I can pick who I want to have their face on, which is how I did my NHS stuff. So you didn't see me because I was kind of behind the scenes, but I had my script the whole time. And if you watch how my kids did it, like my president did her thing and said, and now Grace will do the Pledge of Allegiance. And then they were taught, because we practiced it a couple of times, to wait for their face and make sure their mic was unmuted, and they had to unmute themselves before they started. So basically, I would go like this. So then Diana's up, and then she would do her part, and then she would say, and I'm going to pass it on to Stacy, and I'd pick Stacy, and then she would go, and that's how we did it. And so I have control. All I have to do, and let me screen share with you again. All I have to do right here. This is so much fun. Okay, all I have to do is click your little person head on your little window.
At the bottom.
It's all, yeah, because all the people show up at the bottom, and then there's the little faces.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how I just go from one person to the next to the next.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and again, I had them mute themselves. I found if I was trying to mute them in between, that was absolute madness.
Yeah.
So the other thing, I know that yesterday my group wanted to know if we could do something and you could do it through Google Slides. And so we did make one of her Google Slides work, and we were able to play a video that was embedded in the slides. Amy and I tried to play a video embedded in PowerPoint, and it didn't work. It lagged too much. So I can show you. Let's see. Let me split. This is so much fun. Stop sharing with that screen. I'm going to share with you this screen. So again, now this is on my other monitor. So I have put this over on this so it's easier. I can still do everything with you guys, and I can see this. And if you've never played with dual monitors, all you have to do is hook another one up and right click on the back screen in your display options and tell it to extend. And it's super cool. You can just move things between the two monitors and have them separate. I had never done it before, and it makes me very happy.
That's my best friend in the world.
It's like a whole new world in my life. Now, mine is a giant TV that used to be in my room. So it's kind of funny, but I just have a TV hooked up with an HDMI because it's.
Oh, wow, you could use a TV. So you don't have to have a computer screen. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you can see my giant TV there. That's my giant TV.
Oh.
But I didn't have another computer screen, so I had to use what I had.
Makes sense.
So, I mean, luckily it's not horribly huge, but it is ridiculously huge compared to my laptop screen. So what we had here is, and then we presented, and the sound, I believe, comes out of my computer, but it was playing.
We created Schoology in 2009, really
So as you can kind of just see that worked actually pretty well. That was the tech person from Schindewolf who put that PowerPoint together it's Google Slides and shared it with me. She embedded the videos into that, and they worked really nicely. So if your goal is to embed videos, I think that's how you have to do it, and it worked out really nicely.
Okay.
And put all you back.
Okay.
So, and so basically that's how it goes. And then you end your broadcast when you're done. With my PowerPoint, like, cause I didn't have a video or anything. I was clicking through the PowerPoint as they were going, as the kids were talking. And then when we were done, I mean, I clicked on Caitlin to do the oath or the pledge or whatever. And then myself to just say thank you. And that's kind of how everything went. So I think it's user-friendly. It's fun to play with if you're going to have lots of people. You don't have to have lots of people. It's a great just streaming surface, but it's nice to be able to go between people. So for like an NHS induction, be able to actually include your officers.
Yeah, anytime you have a panel discussion. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but again, the most we could have on this is one more person. So
Right.
we have 4 here. We could have 5 as the total, which worked perfectly for my officers because there's only 5 of them.
So that's 5, and then with you, because you don't count yourself. This is just 5 additional people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, that blank space that's in here is the room for the one more person. Like the 2 things get on the screen, and you can have a total of 6 on there.
All right. So NHS specific question. I noticed you had your president swear them in. I've only always seen the principal swear them in. That's okay? We can do that?
I have actually never had a principal swear them in.
Okay.
I've always had, at my old school, my principal always made a speech afterwards.
Yeah.
Last year, Hensley wasn't even at my inductions. I had 2 of the other APs there. And I don't remember if they said anything. So I've never had a principal, and I've been doing it for 11 years, and no one has come after me. So I'm going to go with it's probably.
Okay.
I'm just going to go. The NHS police have not come after me.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
You're live.
yeah. And we hope to have an in-person one in the fall. So if Ms. Patan wanted to, it's just she's been very. This is her second class inducting, and she's been very emotionally committed to the group. So if it's me and 5 officers, that doesn't leave room for her. So I just want to make sure
that
we're
is a
okay.
statement. It does not leave room for her. Now, I don't know. You could practice kicking yourself out because, like, at the bottom of my screen, like, I have space. I'd need like 2 other people to try to join and see if they're kind of put in a waiting room. And then if you could kick yourself out and bring them in, there's a possibility of that. I haven't played with that. I haven't had that many people I need to mess with.
Well,
so you might want to try that.
Yeah, one of the officers wouldn't mind stepping out and then stepping back in.
Right. Well, one of them. It doesn't matter because I think they could stay connected to you on the bottom. So that's something that you could definitely play with. Lisa, I am not an expert. I learned this last Monday, mostly Tuesday and Wednesday, and did my induction on Thursday. Wow. I have never been so scared in my life to do an NHS induction as it was going live on YouTube.
Yeah.
Now look at you're training other people
because you're famous.
I'm famous, which is awesome. I mean, like, well, now you all can be famous too.
I'm just really glad you're not making us wait to PD time to teach this.
Yeah. A quick question. I heard you say earlier, this can also be used like a webinar. You were saying, like, if you wanted to do some kind of training, you can do the same kind by pulling up the Google slides and introducing or like whatever your information is.
That's essentially if you went to the NHS, the national NHS page, they said to find somewhere you could do it webinar style. So that's what I Googled when I found StreamYard. I Googled how to do webinar for free. And this is the first one that popped up. And actually there was a lady who essentially was going through it by herself, showing all the features. And I was like, that looks like something I can do. But yeah, so it's kind of cool. Yeah. If you wanted to go through and do a webinar, a live streaming webinar, you do have the option of not just live streaming it. You can record when you go in there, instead of telling it where to go to broadcast it, it does have the option that says record only. So you
Okay.
can record them.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you.
But I know that when we first tried, my students and I were practicing live streaming, I had them on the live stream on their phones to make sure everything was working. And then my friend Amy, I sent it to her. I was like, Amy, watch this, make sure it works. But I was I was absolutely like tickled to death with how it came out. When we went off the air, my kids are still where you are. So I could end the broadcast now and you would still be here. And I just told them how proud I was of them because it was they did just a beautiful job and it went so nicely.
So we want to go back and watch this. For anything we missed, we need to go to your YouTube channel or the.
Hold on, let me send you guys. Let's see. Let me find the link. It's over here. Where am I? I am somewhere. I'm over here. It's where you get crazy. Okay. See. Okay. Let me see if I can. I'm going to post it in the comments. So I'm going to put that there and let's see if you guys, let me email y'all back because I know a bunch of you emailed me. Okay. Send it. Hopefully I'm not sending it to the same person like 5 times. Okay. Okay, so who's the person who's on for Yvonne Clark?
Me.
Okay.
Pamela Ogletree.
Okay, did I send it to you? Were you in my email?
Okay, let me.
What's your email?
I'm Pete Ogletree 1, but I had my social worker to email you to tell you that I was going to be on there. So I don't know if you received my email.
Got the email. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sending it back.
I got it.
Okay, I got it.
I sent
it to both of you. So hopefully, did I get everybody?
If you send it to you,
Stacy, I don't think I've sent it to you yet. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't think I've gotten it yet, but my Wi-Fi is really slow. So.
I got it.
Okay, I think that's everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to end the broadcast. We can still talk. Let's end the broadcast.
Okay. Thank you. All right.